Welcome to the 3 Point Show. It's your boy Mike's 3P. And today we have to get into what the Denver Nuggets versus the LA Clippers. But before we get into that, do make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back to the 3 Point family. Get me? But yeah, let me go into this game without wasting any time. I actually tweeted, I hope the Denver Nuggets have packed their bag. And clearly, the bags that they packed are the Clippers because they feel like they are sending them home. What I saw today was a team of two tails. I think the Clippers are obviously the more talented team. I reckon they've got veterans, they're experienced, but the team of heart is the Denver Nuggets. Right, going into it, the Clippers started off hot, especially Paul George and Kawhi. They started going off. I think they started off. They had an 8-point lead going into the second quarter. Then the second quarter happens. They carried on their hot form and carried on with an 8-point lead. I think they had a 16-point lead at the time, and I was ready to turn it off. And I thought, it's a blowout. But because it was the only game on, I thought, let me watch it. Let me see what's actually going to happen. Maybe something interesting might happen. And then it all just kicked off. I don't know what Mike Malone said in that halftime team talk or whatever, but he pushed on these Nuggets. They turned. Well, the first half they played like chicken nuggets. In the second half they played like the raw Denver Nuggets. The Joker has cemented himself as the best center in the league, in my opinion. I think obviously the Denver Nuggets played well. I think especially Joker, Jamal Murray. I think I liked Paul Millsap as well, and Michael Porter Jr. But I think this game was mainly won because of the coaching. I feel like the coaching that he out-coached Doc Rivers. I mean, there was a questionable decision that he did was he put Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley starting. I think it was the fourth quarter, I believe it was. Yeah, sorry, fourth quarter. And then within like a minute or so, and this is when Patrick Beverley had 5 fouls already. So one more foul, he's gone. And within the blink of an eye, he was done. It was gone for game over. And that, for me as well, dejected the Clippers. Not saying that he's the best thing since sliced bread, but really and truly, I reckon him just leaving the pit, even leaving the court like that, was just heartbreaking. So as I was saying, he was really outcoached and outmatched. And it's the whole series. And it's going to be the same for the Clippers going forward. It is really, can you get to the strengths of your players? And the strengths of the Clippers, the Nuggets, is the Joker. Everything runs through him. This guy, he can bring the ball up the floor. He can pick and pop. He can go to the rim. He's got a nice touch. He's probably one of the best passers in the league from non-point guards, especially. But yeah, look, he had a monster night. 34 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. There is nothing Joker can't do. And then when you play him against Zubac and you play him against Montrezl Harrell, it's like it's a breakfast for him. Like they can't guard him. And I like the fact that Mike Malone is putting the ball in him, putting the ball in his hands, force feeding him and Murray to go off. Murray for me has been a bit exhausted since the last series against Utah, where he went to Game 7. He was dropping 50s and 40s and 35-point games. So he's been a bit lagged. And for the Nuggets to be 3-3 in this series has been, for me, for them to come back from 3-1 to draw. They haven't won yet. Obviously, there's still a Game 7 that's going to come out on Tuesday. But for them to get to a Game 7 where they are now, I think for me, that's amazing stuff to see. I mean, I'm looking at the box score now, and I look at they had contributions for everywhere. Jeremy Grant he didn't light up the box score, but he was amazing defensively on Kawhi and Paul George. Same with Paul Millsap. And then you look offensively, Jokic, Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Monte Morris. They all chipped in with what they could do they did whatever they could do to win this ball game. And what the Clippers need to do going forward, even if they get past this game, they need to stop taking their foot off the gas because they were 16 points up. And if we're looking at a real championship team in the playoffs, if you're 16 points up, this should be over. But this is 2 games in a row where they've had leads and they've given it up. And what it's clear to see now is either the Clippers are just not trying hard enough and they're relying on a spectacular Kawhi or PG performance, or then maybe they're fool's gold. Maybe they're just not as good as we think they are. And maybe, I think, for me, that's what it is. I think, for me, the main problem is you don't know what you're going to get with the Clippers. And that goes for every player. Well, goes for every player bar one, and that's Kawhi. Kawhi is going to give you points every night. He's going to give you minimum 25 points. Yeah, he is consistently on the attacking end and defensively. Even though he's not the same as he used to be back in the day, he's still good. But he's the only person that's consistent. Paul George is up and down. Lou Williams up and down. Jermichael Green up and down. Shamit really up and down. Look, Morris, Zubac, all these guys are up and down, and you can't have up and down when it comes to the playoffs. You need at least 2 to 3 guys that are consistently going to give you what they would do in the regular season, if that makes sense. So, or if not better. It's just not good enough, really and truly. I look down and Reggie Jackson can't get minutes because I don't know what's going on there. I mean, like Landry Shamet, I'm not going to put this game in him. These are role players, but Landry Shamet going down there playing 20 minutes and you only get 1 point and 2 assists. It's just not good enough. You need to. Mike Malone said something telling really in the presser after game 5. He said, we have to take it 1 game at a time. 1 game at a time. And I think that's what he's drummed into the players' heads at the Denver Nuggets, that they can do, if they have belief, they feel like they can do this, they can actually take the Clippers. And yes, Clippers have the names. Yes, the Clippers have talented and experienced players. I still think Clippers they could edge it in Game 7. It's not going to be as clear as I thought it was, because it was a 3-1 up series. This should be bread and breakfast. You should be worrying about the Lakers in the next round. But right now, even at Game 7, you're going to play 2 days later against the Lakers that are, dusted off the Rockets. It's just, honestly, it's just not good enough. And for me, personally, this is why the Lakers are going to beat them and take it home. LeBron James, welcome back. You're going to win your 4th ring. So looking forward into Game 7, I think there needs to be adjustments made. I think it is technically not more adjustment. I think Kawhi needs to be more involved. I think Paul George needs to really show up. Even though he did today, I think he needs to stay consistent because he goes up and down. I think Zubac needs to be better defensively and he needs to shuffle his feet better. Same with I think it's Markieff Morris. The same with Markieff. You have to be more consistent because Millsap and Jokic down low, Jamal Murray, they are going to give you what it says on the tin. The Nuggets have experience. It's clear as day in Game 7s. Game 7s is about experience, it's about nerves. The Nuggets in the last 4 playoff series that they've had 3 Game 7s in a row. So this is going to be the 4th one in a row. They've won obviously 2. So they have experience in Game 7. I know I'm going to get Kawhi to turn up. Now it's just a question of, can the Clippers do it? Can the Clippers turn up? And it's going to be amazing for Game 7. But this is why we love the NBA. You never know what's going to happen. Coming down from 3-1 down. The Nuggets have come back from 3-1 down twice in the same postseason. I don't think anybody's ever done that. But yeah, if they come back from 3-1 down, they are an amazing team that's well coached. I think they're probably experience away from really winning the league. But anyway, you never know what's going to happen in the Game 7. But remember, make sure you like and subscribe. It's your boy Max on the 3 Point Show. We're out.